Welcome to the AI Equation Podcast, where we discuss the fascinating world of artificial intelligence and its impact on business success. I'm your host, Alex, and today we're exploring a critical area where AI is making a significant difference: cybersecurity. As cyber threats become increasingly sophisticated, the role of AI in defending against these threats is more crucial than ever. We'll discuss how AI is used to detect and respond to cyber threats, the development of AI-driven security protocols, and strategies safeguarding the digital infrastructure. So let's get started. But before I do, let's talk about a story that I recently read. It's talking about the central banks that are increasingly turning to generative AI for enhanced cybersecurity. According to a recent report by the Bank for International Settlements, BIS, a report found that 71% of the surveyed central banks are already using generative AI tools, with an additional 26% planning to adopt such technologies within the next 2 years. The BIS, which comprises of 63 central banks and monetary authorities, predicts that all its members will eventually integrate generative AI into cybersecurity operations. Those who have already implemented these tools praise their superior ability to detect cyber threats compared to traditional methods, which are mostly human-driven. Now, generative AI has notably improved response times to cyber attacks and the detection of suspicious activities. And despite the enthusiasm, there are concerns about the costs associated with implementing generative AI tools and the risks related to social engineering, zero-day attacks, and unauthorized data disclosure. However, central banks believe that generative AI will eventually handle routine cybersecurity tasks, allowing human resources to focus on more complex initiatives. Now, this shift is expected to enhance overall cybersecurity while optimizing resource allocation. The BIS report underscores the growing recognition of AI's potential in fortifying cybersecurity defenses across central banking sector, highlighting the importance for future strategies. So to kick things off, let's talk about the current landscape of cyber threats. Cyber criminals are consistently evolving their tactics, making it harder for traditional security measures to keep up. From ransomware attacks to phishing schemes, and a variety of complexities of the threats, which are staggering. But this is where AI can step in as a game changer. So let's talk about the role of AI in cyber threat detection. AI's ability to analyze vast amounts of data quickly and accurately makes it a powerful tool in threat detection. I know this because we ourselves have used some of this technology through not only ChatGPT, but a few other apps that are powered by Anthropic's Claude and Google's Gemini. Now, traditional security systems rely on predefined rules and signatures, but AI can identify patterns and anomalies that indicate potential threats. Machine learning algorithms can be trained on large data sets of known threats, enabling them to recognize and flag unusual activities that might signify a new attack. For instance, consider how AI is used to network security. By monitoring network traffic in real time, AI can detect unusual patterns that deviate from the norm, such as a sudden spike in data transfer or communication with a known malicious IP address. This proactive approach allows security teams to respond to threats before they can cause significant damage. I have a client who recently went through this exact issue. Their cloud company, the cloud company that they use for all of their education software, was able to detect, using AI, suspicious activity, a spike in traffic by over 20,000 different events, not just a click, but events to certain pages and areas of the back end of the platform. And once they did detect this, they wanted to make sure that it wasn't the client who was doing this or anybody in the company. Well, once they were able to confirm this, the company then deployed their security measures to shut down the operation and then back up the site and move it to a new IP address and block all the other IPs that was causing the issue. Well, what this meant for the customer is that instead of losing revenue because clients couldn't be on the platform, they were able to, within a few hours, rectify the entire situation. So let's talk about AI-driven security protocols, right? These protocols are designed not only to detect threats, but also respond to them autonomously. One of the key advantages of AI in this context is its ability to learn and adapt. Unlike static security measures, AI systems can evolve in response to new threats, continually improving their effectiveness. So take, for example, AI-powered endpoint protection. These systems can identify and neutralize malware on an individual devices by analyzing behavioral patterns. So, for example, if a file or application exhibits suspicious behavior, such as an attempt to access sensitive data or modify system files, the AI system can quarantine and investigate in real time. The dynamic approach significantly reduces the window of vulnerability. All right. Finally, let's discuss some strategies for safeguarding digital infrastructure using AI. One key strategy in implementation of AI driven threat intelligence platforms is that it can aggregate and analyze data from multiple sources, providing real-time insights into emerging threats and vulnerabilities. Now, by staying ahead of the curve, organizations can proactively strengthen their defenses. What I will say is, in our experience, not only with our clients who are doing business to business or in some cases direct to consumer, but that they have robust e-commerce CMSs, some who are using other uh, CRMs like Salesforce. Most of these applications are already being powered by AI for the actual product itself, right? Now the question is that for let's say a typical host like a SiteGround or Flywheel or one of these more middle of the road hosting companies that are allowing clients to host their website, their email, whatnot. The question that you have to approach the platform with is what AI driven tools are they using to minimize your threats? And if you don't ask, sometimes you won't know because a lot of these products are moving fast. Sometimes you have to be invited to a beta test, and they're not all being rolled out at once, right? Like unless you're OpenAI or Google, Microsoft, like some of those, the big tech giants, they're going to offer it, and it's not going to be necessarily cheap, right? But I guess also it depends on what industry you're in. Obviously, very sensitive information. If you're in the medical healthcare space, you have HIPAA compliance. If you're in the legal space, of course, you have a lot of client data there, education space. So there are certain industries that are advancing faster, where in some other industries, I'm seeing that the AI is being used not so much for cybersecurity threats, but it's used more for productivity and workflows. Now, another strategy is continuous monitoring and automated response. AI systems can provide 24/7 monitoring of networks and systems, identifying and mitigating threats in real time without human intervention. This is going to ensure that security measures are always active and responsive, even during off hours or in the event of an overwhelming attack. So, look, AI is definitely revolutionizing the field of cybersecurity by providing advanced tools and strategies to defend against emerging threats. From real-time threat detection to autonomous response protocols, AI is enhancing our ability to protect digital infrastructure in an increasingly complex cyber landscape. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the AI Equation podcast, and take a moment, give us a subscribe or a review, share it with your friends, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of the AI Equation podcast.